Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining ModernApps Ninja. In this short video, we will go over how to submit a test for a course. And so we're going to use as our example the vSphere with Tanzu 101 course. And I'm just going to submit, in this case, section 2 test. It doesn't matter. The process for tests are all pretty much the same methodology, regardless of which one you look at. Section 1, section 2, section 3 test for this are all the same process to submit the test. But do keep in mind that in each course, in the course introduction section, there's a page here called Community Membership and Course Registration, and you will need to be a member of the community and have enrolled in this course before you're able to submit the test. You can submit it, but it'll come back with a warning message saying that it won't process the test unless you've enrolled in the course. So I'm going to go back in here, and in this case go to section 2 and click on the section 2 test document. All the tests look the same. They have a brief instruction at the beginning, just as a reminder, and a link here to a little more comprehensive set of instructions if you have any questions on anything. But it is a very straightforward process. You will have your own, once you click on this link here, it'll lead you to a test answer sheet. And you will, just like you did when you were younger, you filled in, A, B, C on a paper when you looked at test questions. And this one, you're going to have a separate answer sheet. And the reason why we do that is so that way we're going to submit this as an edit to a file on a GitHub repository. So much like you might in a DevOps setting have a whether it's maybe an instructional document, maybe a script, maybe a code file, regardless of the type of file, the process of submitting edits and changes to things in GitHub is the same process regardless of how you do it, so or what it is that you're editing. And so we're going to start to teach you how to submit edits to different version control projects as you do this. And also at the same time, when you make those, you'll earn metrics. Your public GitHub profile will show that you've made commits and that you're doing things on GitHub as well. So let's just see, to do this, right, we see here we've got the questions and answers. For each question, we're going to look A, B, C, D, E are our answers, and we're going to go to our answer response sheet. Now, I'm going to go ahead and right-click my answer response sheet, open it in a new tab, and that way I can still see my questions and I can jump over to this other tab to save the answers. So I jump over to my other tab here. I can see here that my test 2 has 3 test questions in it, and I will enter for if the answer, let's see in this case, let's go back at our question. We can see here that these would say please select the best response. You may see in some other tests, like let's look at the section 1 test, for example. There are some multiple choice questions, right? Like question 3 here says select 3 of the following choices. And so if we had to select 3, we would go through and type in, if the answers were A, B, and C, we would say A, comma, B, comma, C, comma. Spaces don't matter because we do scrub this, and if you do have an extra space, we make sure that the automation will ignore your extra space, but you don't need to put in just A, comma, B, comma, C, comma. In this case is fine. And that's how I would submit for multiple choice. If it was a single choice and the answer was, say, A, for example, I would just type in the letter A and then go to the next question and type in whatever letter is the appropriate for that question. One caveat is that if you do have multiple choice, for example, if A, B, and C were the correct answers, you would need to type in A, comma, B, comma, C in alphabetical order. Right? If you did A, comma, C, comma, B, the testing engine won't know how to process that correctly. And so if in any time where there's multiple choice, just make sure to put them in alphabetical order. Now, I have already got the answers to this question loaded up here, so I can submit this. Excuse me. And I don't want to type in the answers here because that would kind of give it away. But I'm just going to bring this screen to the other screen for a second, other monitor for a second while I propose this. I'm going to type in the answers, and then I'm going to click Propose Changes. And then I'll drag the screen back so you can see what it is that what happens after I click Propose Changes. So I put in my answers. I click Propose Changes. Okay, and I can see after I click Propose Changes, it brings me to the same screen, just like when I enrolled for the course, this pull request screen, because it's going to propose that that I submit a change to this file, and just like always with the pull request screen, it shows what's changed. We can see here down on the bottom in the red, it's going to show what was there, And in the green section, which I've cut off here so I don't give away the test answers, it shows the changes that I've made or the answers that I've typed in. And I don't need to worry about any of that. It's good to double check it to make sure that what you're submitting is exactly what you thought you submitted, just a little sanity check. And then you do, just like before, create pull request, and that will automatically start the grading process. And all we need to do is sit here and wait for a minute while it calculates our grade and posts our grade report. And this is usually somewhere between 1 and 3 minutes it takes, depending on how busy GitHub is. I'll pause this while we're waiting. Okay, and we can see that once the grading process is done, it posts a message here that will alert or notify our GitHub account. And so based on your GitHub notification settings, you might get an email from GitHub, or if you're, if you would prefer to control how and when you get emails or notifications, you can adjust your GitHub notification settings in that bell upper right-hand corner of your user account. And it posts a link to the grade report and the course record card. So we can see here that our grade report link, it gives us an individual question-by-question basis, whether each individual question was correct or incorrect, and give us a little test % correct. There is no passing or failing for individual tests. The cumulative score of all your tests combined will matter to pass the course, but on an individual level, it doesn't matter. So for the course, all your tests need to add up to 70% correct. Right? You could have one of your tests be a little below 70% and another test be above. And there is no A, B, C, D or grade ranking. It's simply a pass or fail if you finish the requirements. And the other thing that it sent us here is the link to the course record card. Now do keep in mind, sometime the course record card, even though the testing progress has been updated, the course record card, notice it's not showing me that yet. Sometimes it takes a few additional minutes before the HTML is re-rendered, and sometimes even after the HTML is updated on the site, you might have a cache in your page that isn't refreshing as quickly. So you might take this to a different browser or go to to check to see or wait a few more minutes to make sure that the testing progress will come here. But it posts the tests here. It just usually takes a few more minutes for it to reflect on this page. But in the meantime, it did also post the grade report. So rather than waiting for it to update here, you can just go ahead and follow that link to the grade report to verify that you've completed, and then move on to the next test. And that is it for taking a test. Thank you very much.